is HBO.
And we are live.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, welcome everyone. Today we're doing a very special interview with my client, Pedro, who has lost well over 30 pounds now in just about 2 months. And we are also donating today to the MCCNY, the Metropolitan Community Church of New York. For each comment you leave, we will be donating $5. And for each share that this video gets, we will be donating $10. And there's no limit to the amount of comments and the shares that you can give. So let's see how much we can raise. Our goal is to raise up to 1,000. So as many comments and shares as we can, up to $1,000. We will be donating to, again, the MCCNY. It's a church, community church in New York, right across from the Javits Center for the LGBTQI community. And apart from that, they also do great work with their Global Justice Institute and bringing human rights and social education and doing social work with the LGBTQI community as well. So first of all, I just want to introduce my client here, Pedro. Pedro, thank you so much for taking some time out here to be with us today. And I would love to just get started with who you are, where you're from, and why this movement is important to you.
Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Pedro. I'm from Northern New Jersey. Whew. Why is it so important? I feel like as a member of the LGBTQI plus community, as much progression as we have in this country, there's always seems to be like that stigma or their notion that we're less than. And, you know, we've come a long way since the Stonewall riots and all that, but we still have a lot of work to do. And through Metropolitan Community Church and through the church, like, I mean, they do a lot of great work. And I speak from experience because like I'm an active member of the church. So, you know, a nice little shout out to Metropolitan Community Church of New York.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for that and for sharing that. And switching over to a little bit about you, what was the exact goal that you did accomplish over these past couple of months of us working together?
So the original goal was to get the 25 pounds that I've accumulated over quarantine. But now we have surpassed that by 5 pounds. So I gained 25 pounds. I've lost 30 pounds and we are still going. So that was my original plan. I was like 25 pounds, I'm going to lose some weight. And I know that like with working with you, like it's not just, you know, lose the weight and go out your way. Like it really is like a whole lifestyle change. So like, I love that. Like, it's not just, I met my goal and that's it. It's always like, okay, so what's next? How can we improve? What's gonna happen after the next 10 pounds, the next 15 pounds? So.
Yeah, congratulations. And yeah, absolutely. You know it. And where were you at mentally, emotionally, and physically before we began together?
So in 2020, right before pre-pandemic, I was weighing 250 pounds. 250 pounds was probably the best weight I was ever at as an adult, and I'm 33 years old. And I know that because right before the pandemic, I went to Europe and I definitely went to go get my physical before I did all that. And I was in really good condition. Then the pandemic happened and I was at home for over a year. And I slowly started noticing my body changing. It was, you know, a walk to the corner store was starting to get a little harder. I wasn't sleeping right. Just a lot of little habits that I thought I got rid of in the past started to creep back up. So a year later, February 2021, I know I had been following you for some time and I like loved all the uh, the videos that you put on. I'm very short, sweet, and simple and straight to the point, right? Um, I was like, okay, I think you might be onto something. And then I got a scale and I weighed myself and I was 275. I was mortified by that number because when I got down to 250, I was like, perfect. I'm at 250. Before 250, my highest was 285. And I was like, I promised myself that I will never reach that weight again. Because I remember at 285, I just wasn't feeling right. I just wasn't confident. I just wasn't my best person. Um, so within the last year, I had changed my diet. I was vegan for the year, and I had bought some gym equipment because I knew that in the past, like I could lose the weight, but every time I lost that pound or two, celebrate and quickly go back into my terrible habits. So I didn't have a lot of accountability. Um, so then going back to February, I weighed myself 275, and I was like, I fell into like this dark moment where I was like, whoa, like I promised myself I would not reach that weight again. And here I was a year later, 10 pounds from that. So I was like, a little hesitant at first to reach out because, I've never had a personal trainer. And then it was all done online, which was like a little like, ugh, I don't know how that's going to benefit me if I'm just going to, do things from home and not like actually go to the gym or whatnot. But that was my like preconceived like notion of what it was to have a personal trainer. And I know we talked a little bit, we went back and forth, we shot some ideas, and I was like, like there was just a lot of things that you were saying that like really made me want to take a bet on myself. And I did. And 2 months later, here we are. Like at 245 pounds, I lost the 25 plus 5. I'm still continuing my work. I was out of the country for 3 weeks. Even then, I was still kicking ass because of like your support, your commitment, and the accountability. And I think that's the biggest thing that I was lacking: accountability. Because I know I could lose the weight, I know I could follow a program, but it was like, okay, what's next? How am I gonna continue bettering myself? And not just like, oh, I lost the weight that I wanted to lose, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, and I'm curious to know, what was it that I said that kind of made you want to bet on yourself?
Um, the best thing I think that I took away from our conversation was, I think it was right before I signed up, and we were talking, and the thing that resonated to me was, it's one of my favorite quotes too. You can experience, what was it? You can experience the joy and live in the, oh my God, why can't I think of it? I'm on the spot.
You got it. You'll remember it.
Like you can live in the joy and experience the hardship, or live in the hardship and experience the joy. And I was like, oh my God, that's right. Like I may have one bad day, but like that's just the day of that week. And I could have 6 other great days of that week, but I'm not going to focus on just that bad day. So I can live in that moment and experience it and enjoy living in the 6 other days that I had like a fantastic workout. I followed my meal plan. I had the coaching conversations with you. So that really resonated
Love it, man. 100%.
a lot.
100%. And what did you try? You had mentioned going vegan. What did you try before jumping on board with the program?
So I've tried the juicing, vegan. I mean, veganism works, except like, I substituted meat for carbs. So, um, that's not the best way to go vegan. I was cutting out the red meat, the chicken, but I was adding bread. Um, I tried the juicing, and it works, but it wasn't sustainable. That's another thing I learned. I bought like a spinning bike, and I thought I was doing something. I was spinning for an hour every day, but then like I would go get like a cheeseburger and fries because I felt like I was doing something after my spinning, or like not take the initiative to go out for a walk or something. I thought it was just, oh, I'm gonna do my little spinning for an hour and bam, that's it. I'm gonna be a skinny legend in like a
I
couple
love
of months.
it.
No, so I was just like, damn, something's not working. And I really had to sit down. I know when you introduced the program, I had to take like 2 days to really think about it. So it was just like really reflecting and being like, okay, what can I change? What can I do? How should I put my pride to the side and just like take a bet on myself? And I'm so glad I did.
Dude, I'm so proud of you, man. Just the
I'm
transformation. It's incredible.
man.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like a change of mindset as well. Like I'm more cognizant of like what I'm putting into my body and just making better decisions, you know, on how to like maintain a sustainable diet. I don't want to say diet because I don't like that word. Just a sustainable like lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the juicing was cute, the juicing works, but it's like I couldn't see myself doing that like 3, 4, 5 months down the road. Whereas we're in month 2 and it's kind of like almost second nature. Like I wake up, I know I'm gonna get my like 3 hard-boiled eggs, my half avocado, some veggies thrown in there, some spinach, and it's like, oh, I could do that for a prolonged amount of time if I needed to. Um, but juicing just wasn't fascinating
Right.
after like month 1. And I did lose weight juicing, but it just, I gained it right back the next month.
Right. And out of like the nutrition, the fast hit training, the accountability, the mindset, what do you think contributed most to your result?
Accountability. Definitely accountability. Cause like I said, um, I've lost weight before in the past, but I always gained it back. And I was like, why was that? Like, what is that like key factor that I'm like losing weight and I'm gaining it right back? And and what I loved about the fit training was that it wasn't just like, here you go, Pedro, take your meal prep and your workout, and I'll see you when I see you. It was like a constant like, hey, what's going on? Like, okay, so why did we have an extra serving of this? And it wasn't like anything negative. It was just like, all right, so how can we do better, be better? So the accountability always kept me on my toes, and I'd be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't like pig out because like it's really gonna put me behind, like out of all the good work that I've done this week. So yeah, accountability was definitely big. Yeah, accountability.
Right. Yeah.
And then everything else just kind of fell into place, like nutrition wise, the working out wise, like all those little parts, like all of them are very important. But to me, like accountability, that's where I like finally sat down with myself and I was like, that's what I'm lacking, accountability.
Yeah.
And that's what I
And
needed.
and in those moments where you were like, you took some time to think about it, I'm just curious, like what almost stopped you from betting on yourself?
All those like voices in my head saying like, oh, you don't need a trainer. Oh, it doesn't work for everybody. Oh, you're just gonna be doing like sit-ups and jumping jacks and you know, it's not gonna work. You guys aren't gonna meet. Um, I think it's also like your inner fat boy just talking to you, like just trying to like keep you from taking it to the next level. You know, it was definitely like a lot of that. And like the if I could tell you the internal monologue that I had, you know, I was like, no, I need to stop listening to these voices and just pull the plug. There's like you're like absolutely doing nothing at home. You're in the middle of a pandemic. Like, why not?
And what helped you kind of overcome those voices?
Um, Honestly, I think it was just like going, I went back on your Facebook profile and I was just like really looking over some of the videos that you had. And it just like, to me, it just made sense. And then like, I did my own little research and I was like, oh, Urson knows what he's talking about. He's not just like reading off a piece of paper and like trying to get people to like um, sign on to his program and just like collect money and then keep it moving. It was like, oh, he does his research, he's super friendly, and he's like very hands-on.
Oh,
He's
hands
very
on. I
hands-on.
thought you said handsome.
And handsome too, but
But
he's
thank you.
very hands-on, very hands-on. So I'm like, okay, so why am I fighting it? Like, why am I fighting? Like, I'm why is this opportunity in my face to become a better person and feel better? Why am I afraid to take it? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this risk on myself because if no one's gonna do it for me, then I won't be able to do it for myself. Because I'm sorry, if I can't take the risk for myself, then nobody is
Yeah,
because it's all on me. So here we are,
love it, man.
30 pounds later.
Oh yeah, we're rolling along, baby.
We're
Um, and and what was your favorite part about the program so far?
honestly, I think my favorite part was definitely like knowing that you were like a phone call away or a text message away. And like I know like I've texted you randomly and like reach out to you randomly, had like a random like nutrition question or workout question, or we talked about like how to land on your feet versus your toes versus like your full foot. And like you never once were like, oh, I can't talk right now, I'm too busy, or oh, I don't know. Like you always gave me a direct answer, always cleared up any questions that I have. So like my notion of like a personal trainer was like someone I only spoke to at a gym, and then that was it. And if I wanted to reach out to them, like it's an additional fee, to get the personal number or something like that. But no, like you've been very hands-on, very straightforward, very knowledgeable, and like you took that fear away for what I thought was a personal trainer and what a personal trainer looks like.
Thank you, Pedro. That means a lot, man. That really means a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Um, and you obviously had this external transformation. You lost the 30 pounds. And I'm just wondering, I like to ask this question. Was there an internal transformation that happened as well? And if so, what was it?
Yes, there was. Me, I've always been hesitant to wear white, right? Because
Wow, look at you.
white, right? White for me kind of like brings up a notion of like, oh, you're gonna look much bigger than you are. Whereas if you stick with black, you look slimmer. And last week in Vegas, I was wearing nothing but white, all white shorts, button down, a tank top,
Whew.
and like when I went away to LA, I was like, you know what? let me bring colors because it's gonna be hot. I don't want to wear black. I don't want to be like sweating up a storm. Um, so yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest things I've changed. Like, I'm not afraid to wear colors. Like, I actually look good in white.
You look great in white.
Right.
Let's go. I love that.
Right.
Let's go. And what was like the biggest non-weight loss benefit that you think you received so far from the program?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I can't help to talk about like the accountability. Like not only like holding myself accountable, but like having like that resource of Ursula. You know, I think that's like the biggest thing because like I'm very much like a people person, and like I worked retail my whole life, and I love that human connection, and like knowing it was there when I needed it was like super, super important to me.
Awesome, man. And what would you say to anyone who like maybe on the fence about not even working with me, just having a coach in their corner?
Oh, hold on, I'm sorry.
No worries. Like maybe they're on the fence. Oh wait, I think you're muted.
Okay, no, no,
You're good.
yeah,
You're
I'm
good.
sorry. Just do it. Just do it. Take the risk on yourself. No one's gonna do it. Any inner voices that are telling you otherwise, get that negativity out. I know it's easier said than done, but take a gamble on yourself. It's like super important. And if the last year has not taught us anything, it's okay to fail. It's how you get back up.
Oof, I
Right?
love that.
Right?
So
It's
good.
okay to fail. Right. It's okay to fail. It's how you get back and what you learn from that failure.
Wow. Wow. That was so powerful. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And
Thank you,
is there any comments or oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was thanking you, Ursula.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Yeah.
And is there any like questions that I didn't ask that you were like, I wish you would have asked me that. I wanted to share this, or any last comments or anything you wanted to share?
I mean, listen, like Ursula, you've been very susceptible to like my feedback, my questions, my weird questions sometimes, because you know my OCD kicks in sometimes. But you handled it like a pro, and like, listen, like this is a living testimony. I'm not getting paid to do this. Like, you know, the work that you put in, it's the work you're gonna get, you know. So it's like super important. Like, take that risk, put in that work, and you're gonna see results. Like it's pretty much that. Yeah. Take the
Wow, man.
risk on yourself, put in the work, and you'll see results. And be consistent.
There it is, man. That's the that's the magic key. That's the secret
Right.
sauce.
That's the secret sauce, you know. Just, you know.
Absolutely, man. Awesome. Awesome. Well, Pedro, thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in live, or if you're catching this again at a later time. Again, we are doing the giveaway. We're doing a donation to the MCCNY, the Metropolitan Community Church of New York, that supports the LGBTQI community and that does social work all across the globe as well through their National Global Institute. So again, every comment you leave, there's no limitations of the amount of comments that one single person can leave. For each comment, we're donating $5 each. And for each share of this video, we're donating $10 each. Again, without any limitations, up to $1,000. And what we'll do is I'll let that run up until the end of the month. You have a few days, 3-4 days. And then I will attach the receipt on the bottom of this on May 31st, sometime in the evening. That way, you know that we actually donated and not just said it. So thank you all again for tuning in. Thank you, Pedro, for taking your time here today. I hope that this was inspiring for you. And there you have it. There's no secret sauce. It's consistency. It's just do it, take risks, and take a bet on yourself. So thanks again, Pedro. It was an amazing interview. Had a lot of fun here today. And thank you all for tuning in live. And if you found this valuable, there are 2 ways you can help. Again, one is you can like or heart this video. Two, more importantly, comment, share this with just one other person that you believe would also find value from it. So thanks so much for watching. We hope you have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.